Marketing is a crucial part of any business. In a constantly changing marketplace, businesses are constantly having to keep pace and update their marketing strategies. While this may seem daunting to some, for one local marketing agency, it's the environment they thrive in. Welcome to The Good Guide to Business, a podcast presented by the Better Business Bureau.
The Good Guide is all about conversations with businesses, organizations, and local leaders who are going above and beyond to make our community a better place.
So grab a cup of coffee, sit down, and get ready to hear from this episode's special guest, Melissa St. John from the Department of Marketing.
Hello.
Hey, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
We're just really excited to talk to you today. I mean, me personally, I'm a marketing person, so it's going to be great to hear from you, hear about your agency, pick your brain a little bit, not too much. I don't want to have you, spill all of the beans, but just hear more and especially learn about some of the initiatives you're involved in too.
Okay.
All right, so first, can you just tell us about the Department of Marketing, what you are, what you do?
Yeah, people often laugh at the name, right? Because they're like, whose Department of Marketing? We're the Department of Marketing. We're your Department of Marketing. George Wallace founded the Department of Marketing, and the whole idea was you don't need to hire a lot of people internally in your business necessarily, right? Let's say you need to refresh your website. Do you need to hire a web person who's going to be full-time on staff at your organization, or do you just need a web person who's going to help you with this specific project that you need help with right now? So we offer a la carte services, full service. We're a full-service agency. If you need Google Ads, pay-per-click, website development, logo refresh, brand refresh, social media management, we like to talk with you about your strategy and break it down into a la carte pieces and determine exactly what suite of services we can provide to help you attain your marketing goals. So we are become your Department of Marketing.
I like that. And it seems really crucial, especially for smaller businesses, right? Because all those things you listed out, a larger business, they could have like entire teams dedicated to that, right?
Yes.
A small business, they could just go ahead and get an agency and have that done and be good.
But we even have multi-million-dollar companies that hire the Department of Marketing to fill in where their own internal department may be lacking. So let's say they have a social media manager full-time on staff. They may not have someone who can help with their Google Ads campaign or optimize their YouTube videos or whatever they need done that particular month or that particular quarter. So yes, we work with a lot of smaller businesses who use us for all of their marketing, and then we work with a lot of larger businesses who just need us for one-off projects.
That's great.
Yeah.
I know we're scraping the surface on this now, but could you explain what are some of the main benefits of working with a marketing agency?
Well, I mean, agencies have a wide variety of people on staff, and each of us is a specialist in our particular field. I, for example, am Vice President of Strategy and Social Marketing. So if your social media is faltering, if you're not seeing the engagement rates that you want, you might come in, we do a brainstorm, and I can come up with a strategy specifically for your organization based on looking at your competition, based on, looking at your analytics. The wonderful thing about any agency, not just ours, is that you have those different specific levels of expertise in every kind of marketing that you might need. And what's special, I think, about our agency is you can do a retainer. You can hire us to be your Department of Marketing, handle all the things every month for one flat fee, or you can use us for just a specific initiative that you have right now. And everyone needs an agency at one point or another. Everyone needs a consultant, if nothing else, at one point or another, because marketing, as you know, becomes stale, right? And if the same eyes are looking at your strategy year after year after year, having fresh eyes come in and give their interpretation of how you're doing and, do a social media audit for you, compare you to your competition, make recommendations for new technologies, new approaches. Agencies excel at that sort of thing, just fresh eyes.
It's good. And it sounds like, you guys are pretty established here in the Raleigh area. Are there any projects or companies that you've worked with that our listeners and viewers might recognize?
Oh, gosh. The Department of Marketing, we just celebrated our 18th birthday in September. So Yeah, we work with we have smaller clients. We've got a law firm in Lillington called Kelly and West, who we love dearly, and they've been with us since day one. And we have lots of larger organizations that are not necessarily North Carolina based. We work with the dental care centers and the Eye Institute, and I'm not sure. Revco Solutions, they do debt collection for healthcare systems all throughout the state of North Carolina and beyond. So yeah, we have a long list of clients, not all of whom I work on as a social media manager. Some of our clients only sign up for SEO, for example. So each of the experts within the agency has sort of a different suite of clients that they serve.
Okay, and it sounds like just from the ones you listed, all different sizes, all different kinds of businesses too.
Yes.
So that's got to keep things fresh and keep it nice for you guys.
It's super fun from a social media management perspective because I love to delve into a business. When I become a part of that business's marketing team, I like to go to their staff meetings. I like to go to their place of business. I get to know their competitors. It's very exciting, and it's constantly fresh, right? My job is constantly new to me because I'm learning about a new business. I'm learning about their value proposition, like TEI, for example. They're local and they're independently owned and operated, and that sets them apart from a national big box kind of eye store. I think that's really cool, and I think that people care about that now, right? We're all, especially here in Raleigh, I think that shop local and helping one another out. And I think we're making a conscientious effort to keep our business local. So I love working with the local brands and basically making myself a part of their team so that they text me images when they've got cool stuff happening in the store and say, oh, we need to put this on our story, right? I love that. That's what makes the Department of Marketing special, I think, is that we really immerse ourselves in the client and we're not just an agency that they work with, right? We are a part of them at that point.
Yeah.
Right. So that really what comes from the name, the Department of Marketing, extends to your practice, right? Where you actually were with the business. You're in their meetings, and I bet they love that personal touch.
They do, and that's our value proposition as an agency. We want to be your Department of Marketing. We want to be a part of your team. And I think that sets us apart, honestly.
Definitely. So this kind of what you were just talking about with the increase in importance of people caring about shopping local and responsibility in businesses and that kind of thing. Can you talk a little bit about how the marketing landscape has changed, which I'm sure there's like endless ways to talk about that in the past few years, and maybe a focus on how marketing a business's social responsibility matters more?
Yeah, and this is going to I'm going to find myself kind of segueing into the Giving Tuesday RDU campaign, which is coming up, if that's fine. So in addition to working with the Department of Marketing, I work with Tanya Sloan, who is one of the co-founders of Loop Creative. They're based actually in Durham, but Loop has teammates all around the Triangle. And Tanya Sloan and I are the community leaders for Giving Tuesday RDU. Now, Loop Creative focuses on the nonprofit community. They do nonprofit marketing. So we'll get back to talking a little bit more about local and specifically local nonprofits, because that is a very critical niche in marketing. And the reason so Giving Tuesday RDU this year has partnered with United Way of the Greater Triangle, and we've taken on 7. We call them our cohort, but there's 7 local nonprofits that are, I would say, underserved, underfunded. They're very small nonprofits. They're some of the smaller nonprofits that are in United Way's, that are covered by the United Way and funded by the United Way. I want to read them, so I put them up on my phone just to make sure I didn't miss anybody. But these 7 nonprofits are, they're doing incredibly, they're boots on the ground. They are boots on the ground in the trenches, helping to alleviate poverty and homelessness, which is the United Way's overall mission. And Giving Tuesday this year, you're going to be, if you follow Giving Tuesday RDU, or if you go to givingtuesdayrdu.com to learn about the cohort and support the cohort, we call these our unsung heroes. That's our campaign theme this year. And I just want to read them very quickly. Equity Before Birth, the Helios Foundation, Triangle Bike Works, HEARTS, which is an acronym that stands for Helping Each Adolescent Reach Their Spark, Grow Your World, MAME, which is spelled MAAME, and AMI Kids. So you can find these cohort members on Giving Tuesday RDU and learn more about each of them. They're tiny and they're mighty. And it's important that we all help each other, right? Especially now since COVID hit. I mean, a lot of these nonprofits struggled during COVID. They couldn't get volunteers. They couldn't get the help and the support they needed necessarily. It's very important that we all help each other this Giving Tuesday. It's considered a global generosity movement, Giving Tuesday, and we're proud to be part of the Giving Tuesday RDU initiative. So marketing for tiny little local businesses, marketing for nonprofits. You know, agencies often will, I think, overcharge for things like social media management. I've heard people being charged $5,000 a month and more just for social media management. Wow. If you're a small business, you can't afford to do that. And if you're a nonprofit, you certainly, in most cases, can't afford to do that. So a couple of things that I offer through the Department of Marketing and that you can also learn more about at Loop Creative. I like to teach small business owners how to do their own social media management. So 9 times out of 10, if you're a small business owner, you're going to be the best voice for your business. Your passion for what you do, your interest in your community, no one else is going to be able to communicate that the way that you do. As much as I love you, I'm not necessarily going to bring the same level of energy to your marketing, even if I try, and of course I would. I prefer, in most cases, to teach, especially like restaurateurs. I can't always be in the restaurant. So if you have a small business and you want to learn how to do your own social media management, please reach out to me. I do nonprofit training for free, and we're very reasonably priced for for-profit training. Often I find that teaching, I'm not going to do the teaching to fish, analogy, but teaching a local business owner to do their own social media management is the best path. It's the least expensive. It's going to be very effective because you love what you do. And maybe you just need to learn what the heck is a hashtag? How do I tag someone in a post? What is a reel? Like, I can teach you all of that, I promise. Even if you're older and you think this has passed you by, I can teach you. And it's fun. It's fun if you love what you do, because if you're a networker and if you're in the Better Business Bureau and you're networking with other business owners, there's an analogous thing to do on social media for everything you do in real life. I can teach you how to connect with the people you do business with, find the people you want to do business with. All of that can be done on social media. So rather than leave the little guy behind, I think it's important that we either A, make it affordable, which we both of the agencies I work with do, or teach them how to do it themselves. And then you're just paying for a session, or maybe another one if you need it. And I do a lot of boot camps where I have 10 or 15 people on a Zoom, and we talk and they ask questions, and I teach them tips and tricks, and they're like, oh my gosh, I never knew how to do that. So I think maybe that's the secret. Empowering small businesses to get their voices out there, empowering nonprofits to be seen and heard. Follow all of your friends. Make sure you're following all of your other Better Business Bureau members. Love one another on social media, like each other's stuff. It's all about the algorithm, and you're doing a kind and generous thing when you do that. Follow Giving Tuesday RDU. The D of M is our handle on most social platforms, Loop Creative. And I think it's important that we all learn to engage with one another and support each other from a marketing perspective.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And I think, dealing with small businesses, that's pretty much our bread and butter here in this Better Business Bureau. a lot of our businesses are smaller businesses, 1 to 5 employees. And just speaking to these businesses and looking at their social media, those business owners are really engaged with social media. They want to do social media, and they know that's the way forward, and they like doing it. And obviously, you're right. It's going to be them who are going to have the most passion, the most insights about these things.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. And find ways to lift each other up. So if you're a local, I'm trying to think of an example from a recent boot camp, a local boutique, a clothing boutique was on the boot camp, and Gabby's Grounds. And they employ a lot of people with like Down syndrome and who are otherly abled. So I'm like, have your employees from Gabby's Grounds do a fashion show with the clothes from the boutique. Find ways to, and then share that on social media and tag one another. So in that case, you're not you don't have competitive target audiences. And all of the people at the clothing boutique will learn about Gabby's Grounds. All of the people at Gabby's Grounds will learn about the clothing boutique. Think socially. Find ways to connect with one another as small local businesses and to lift each other up, and everybody wins.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You want to take an ad break?
Let's do it.
This episode of the Good Guide to Business podcast is brought to you by Ultra Roofing. Ultra Roofing is a family-run roofing business serving the Triangle and surrounding areas with over 15 years of experience. Through our business, we cherish the opportunity to share our life, passion, and success with those that we love and trust.
At Ultra Roofing, we take pride in the roofs we install because our name and reputation are at stake. "We got you covered" is more than just a slogan. It's our mantra. We treat every roof we install with the utmost care. We don't take shortcuts, and we don't use lesser quality materials. What you say about us matters, and we don't take any job for granted. When you work with Ultra Roofing, you won't be disappointed with the end result.
Visit ultraroofing.net today or call 800-977-3110. That's 800-977-3110. So can you talk about the ways that Department of Marketing distinguishes yourself, from other marketing agencies?
I think we have an unusual suite of services in that we offer, not only we specialize in print marketing, and no, print is not dead. Google it. Print is still very much with us. And a lot of our clients, like I mentioned Kelly & West, the law firm in Lillington, have a lot of success with print mailing. And we'll create merch and swag and all that cool stuff. We have the ability to create radio shows for our clients. So if you want to position yourself as an expert in your field, financial advisors often use this, lawyers often use this. We will produce the radio show, market the radio show, and also negotiate the airtime for you in the market of your choice. And in Eastern North Carolina, it's incredibly affordable. So if you are listening to this and you're like, what, radio show? Yes, for real. We also produce podcasts for our clients and market those as well. We can do them on, video podcasts, audio podcasts. We work with Blueberry to publish podcasts. And let's see, TV. We can still produce your 15-second spot, your 30-second spot. We can schedule pre-roll video for you on YouTube. We can help you to negotiate cable television spots, streaming spots. So yeah, a full-service agency, if you come to us with a creative problem or a goal that you feel, you're not sure how to attain from a marketing standpoint, or if you're stuck in a rut, which honestly is the number one problem I see with prospective clients coming in. They're just stuck in a rut. They've been doing the same thing for 5, 10, 15 years. You need to come in and sit with us at the whiteboard, brainstorm, and let us come up with some creative ways to help you broaden your audience and get your brand out there. Possibilities are endless.
Yeah. And is podcasts and all of that stuff, are those things you do in-house, or how does that work?
We partner with a studio based in Apex called Broadcasting Experts. And they're wonderful. They know they can help as little or as much as you need. We can manage the entire process for you. You can schedule hours with them in studio, or you can book one day and bang out like 8 videos, 10 videos. They make it very cost effective, and they have the very most cutting edge technology available. We also partner with them to do aerial marketing or drone video marketing.
Oh, cool.
So they've got the most incredible drone you've ever seen. So, and I mean, they go to broadcastingexperts.com to learn more about them. But yeah, we will make it turnkey for you. So if you're intimidated by that process, and if you're intimidated by the thought of doing a radio show, just call us, and we'll tell you all about it and make it a turnkey, simple process for you.
That's great. Well, I guess our listeners and viewers, if you guys want to do something like this, now you have an idea where you can start.
Yeah.
And I think it's great, too. Let's say you're a small business owner. You come in and you're like, hey, I have absolutely no idea what to do with my marketing. Mm-hmm. You guys have all these different things that you can point to that you can help them out with.
Yes, and our team, it's very fun to do a brainstorm. So when you come in and you have the entire agency at the table, and everyone has a different area of expertise, so you naturally, like I always naturally go to social marketing, but I'll be like, here's what we need to do. And there's an energy level that I think helps our clients to be excited again about their marketing. It should be fun. Marketing should be fun, not just effective. And yes, of course, we want it to always be effective, but you should enjoy, it should be fun, especially social marketing. It should be interactive and engaging and compelling, and it should let people get to know you.
Right. All right. Now, for some social responsibility stuff, let's say you want to really express how you're out there helping the community, but you're not really sure how to do it. Do you have any tips on that? I don't want you to give away like your whole playbook on social responsibility marketing, but for those who maybe are struggling, what could you tell them?
So, I mean, I wouldn't hesitate to, I don't think you should be ashamed to talk about all of the wonderful things you're doing in the community. I would use sales language. I would talk very openly about what you're doing in the community. But again, you don't want to be self-serving, right? If you're helping others, you want to shout them out. So for our Giving Tuesday RDU campaign, for example, Loop Creative will be talking about on our platforms and on the Giving Tuesday RDU platforms, which we manage, we'll be talking about the campaign overall. We'll be talking about the United Way of the Triangle and all of their initiatives. But we have a set schedule, and all 7 of the cohort will be posting on their platforms about their needs and why you should, give to them or volunteer with them. They say time, talent, and treasure, right, are the 3 things that we can offer to support those in need. So they'll be talking about the ways you can help them out, and then we're just going to repost and share, right? So anyone out there, if you're a local business and your heart is, if you have a child or someone you love with Down syndrome and you want to support Gabby's Grounds, like them on social media, comment on their social media, share their social media. Never hesitate to support someone else's content on social media. It's I don't know, business karma, right? It's a win-win. Like you're helping yourself, you're helping them. I guess I would say make sure that you're recording, taking video. I mean, I always have my social media marketing lens on. Yeah. Share on your story, tag them in your share. Get out there and do it, though. I think, again, going back to it's been a tough time in the economy for nonprofits. It's been a tough time in the economy for small businesses. The smaller, the tougher in many cases. So find a way to lift someone else up and you win. I firmly believe that, and you can do that by tripping the algorithm. The mathematical equation that runs all of our lives, if we're social media managers, is the algorithm. And it weighs every kind of engagement on social differently, right? I like to say a like is like a handshake, a comment is like a hug, and a share is like a kiss on the mouth, right? That may not be a COVID-friendly analogy, but it matters. So if you want to support someone, if your heart is aligned with a certain nonprofit, for example, make sure you like, comment, and when appropriate, share their posts. And by doing that, you're helping them algorithmically, and you're helping to get their content in front of your followers. And when you find good social media partners, you do that for one another. And that's my goal as a social media manager, is to find the people who I can engage with and who will engage back and who help my client get their brand in front of their followers, my client will help get their brand in front of their followers. So establishing those partnerships when you're small makes you bigger, and it helps a lot.
And it's so easy too.
Yes.
Like liking, sharing, commenting, that takes seconds.
Exactly.
It's such an easy thing to do. And from what I understand about social media is that can help your business as well. Mm-hmm. Having your business go on and you share content, like comment content too, the algorithm's going to help prioritize your content too because they see that you're active.
Well, and think about it this way. If you are, and I'm just going to make these numbers up because I'm not going to sit on my phone and research them, but let's say that you are a business, you're an HVAC company with 110 followers on Facebook, and you're a member of Better Business Bureau of Eastern North Carolina, and they have 100,000 followers on Facebook. If you comment on a post on their page, all of the 100,000 people that follow the big dog see your logo. Mm-hmm. I call this working the room.
Okay.
Right? So this is free advertising. We're never salesy on social media. It's a consumer-driven marketplace, but we like to solve problems. So I always say look for places where your target audience congregates. And if if your target audience is people in Eastern North Carolina, Better Business Bureau of Eastern North Carolina would be a great place to start. Make sure you're following them. Make sure you're liking their posts. And when you comment on their post, especially if you're the first comment under the post, everyone who follows them will see you. So what you say matters, just like you're in a room full of 100,000 people. So in your comment, you might want to say something like, our value proposition is that we don't sell HVAC systems, we just replace them. So we're never going to try to upsell you. Or our HVAC technicians aren't on commission, so you can trust them to just do what needs to be done. Whatever it is. But those little comments will be seen by a lot of people who don't follow you currently. And that's how you grow.
Right. We should put like a warning at the beginning of this episode, like you need to sit down with a notepad because these are some really great tips that I think everybody should hear.
Good. Awesome. I hope so.
So I feel like all your talk about Giving Tuesday and all the work you do with nonprofits is kind of getting to the point of how important social responsibility is for businesses to take part in. These days, it's things that consumers look for, like more so sometimes even than like whether the business is just plain old good at what they do.
Yeah.
They want to see that they're doing things for the community or the environment or whatever it is. Do you have advice for businesses that maybe aren't tapping into that yet and what they should be doing?
So first, follow Giving Tuesday RDU. If you're a small business and you want to find out how to be socially responsible or learn more about people who could really benefit from your help, and not necessarily just financial giving, because I know that can be a strain, but we have nonprofits that are helping people transition from homelessness. So they often need things like appliances or, home furnishings. So if you're a small business listening and you think, oh, I might have some way, time, talent, or treasure that could help someone transitioning from homelessness, follow Giving Tuesday RDU. Follow our posts. Learn about our cohort of 7 who need support to help people in very specific niches within our community, adolescent moms, and there's a lot of great causes represented by our cohort. Follow United Way of the Greater Triangle and learn more about what they're doing. They often have volunteer drives and are asking for your support for different causes. And by sponsoring one of these things, by affiliating yourself with one of these nonprofits or by sponsoring something through United Way, becoming a partner with United Way, they will then share, thank you so much, HVAC company, for sponsoring this initiative. And that helps not only them and all of the people that they're serving who are transitioning from homelessness. It also, again, it makes people who are in your community realize that you truly care. And that you're taking steps, you're giving, your time, talent, and treasure to help people like them or people that they see in need to be successful in life. And that's a win-win, right? There's no downside to that in my mind. So get out there and find some cause that matters to you. There are so many small nonprofits in our area where someone just saw a need and stepped up. Right? And they're often like your business. If your business is 1 to 10 employees, These nonprofits, some of them are one person, but often they're very tiny and they need you. So if you think you might be able to do something to lift them up or to make their mission, to help them accomplish their mission, then get in there. You can make, with a very small amount of time or effort, you can really change lives.
All right. Well, that's really inspiring to hear. I mean, just, our listeners and our viewers, just to hear that, I think is great.
Thank you. Small efforts, big impact. That's what we're all about.
Those small efforts add up, especially when everybody's taking part.
Yes, and don't be embarrassed to say, I'm doing this. There's no reason to feel like you're being self-centered or self-serving. Tell people, I'm supporting this nonprofit, and here's why. And let people know that, and that you might feel like you're bragging or whatever, but you're not. You're, in fact, educating the people who follow you about a nonprofit that matters to you. So look at it from that perspective. You're helping to grow their brand by doing that, and that's a good thing.
So where can listeners go to find out more about Department of Marketing? I know you already talked about it, but just so they don't forget.
Yeah, we're at thedofm.com. Please connect with us. Check us out on social media, The D of M on every platform. And I look forward to learning more about your marketing needs. If you need help, let us know. And also, we're kicking off. Giving Tuesday is just around the corner. I mean, it's hard to believe, but we'll be kicking off that campaign imminently around Halloween. So please follow Giving Tuesday RDU on every platform as well.
Great. Well, thank you so much for coming to talk with us.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
And to all our listeners, thank you for tuning in to this episode of The Good Guide to Business.
And of course, be sure to follow us on social media. We are at BBB Eastern NC. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. And you can find this podcast, The Good Guide to Business, on Spotify, Apple Music. Basically, wherever you can get your podcasts, we'll be there. Of course, you can also watch us on YouTube. And if you feel ever so inclined, please leave us a review. We'd be glad to hear from you. And of course, we release episodes every other Wednesday, so stay tuned.
All right, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys.